Today, we will discuss the implications of converting a 1099 contractor to a W-2 employee during the tax year. My name is Chad Cummings, and I am an attorney and certified public accountant serving clients in matters of business, tax, and commercial law throughout the states of Florida and Texas. I am Chief Executive Officer of the firm Cummings and Cummings Law. I also teach business law at Florida Gulf Coast University and hold 4 degrees, including 2 law degrees, together with a variety of tax, financial, and accounting credentials, which I apply for the benefit of my clients in my practice of law. Our firm website is www.cummings.law. The transition from classifying a worker as a 1099 contractor to a W-2 employee mid-year is a complicated decision with significant tax implications. Employers often underestimate the complexities involved in this process, which can lead to costly mistakes. It is therefore essential to understand the nuances of this conversion to ensure compliance with applicable tax law. When a business decides to convert an independent contractor to an employee, the business must navigate many legal and tax considerations. This process is not merely a change in classification, rather, it involves a comprehensive review of the worker's role, responsibilities, and the nature of their relationship with the company and its principals. Engaging an experienced attorney and CPA can provide invaluable guidance through this intricate process. The Federal Department of Labor and the Internal Revenue Service provide specific guidelines to determine whether a worker should be properly classified as an independent contractor or as an employee. These criteria focus on behavioral control, financial control, and the type of relationship between the business and the worker. Misclassification can result in severe tax liabilities, including back taxes, interest, and penalties. Employers must conduct a thorough analysis of these criteria before reclassifying workers. The IRS uses a test which examines the degree of control the employer exerts over the worker. If the employer dictates how, when, and where the work is to be performed, the worker will likely be classified as an employee. Failing to adhere to these guidelines can trigger significant and unpredictable tax consequences, which further underscores the importance of professional guidance in this process. One of the most significant changes when converting a 1099 contractor to a W-2 employee is the responsibility for payroll taxes. As employees, workers are subject to income tax withholding, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. They may also be subject to state-specific withholding taxes. Employers must match the employee's contributions to Social Security and Medicare, which can significantly increase bottom-line labor costs. This change requires businesses to establish and maintain a functioning payroll system that complies with federal and state law. Employers also must issue a W-2 form at the end of the year detailing the employee's earnings and withholdings. The complexity of payroll tax compliance cannot be overstated, and errors in this area can lead to audits and penalties, and even in certain extreme cases, criminal penalties. Engaging a knowledgeable attorney and CPA can help to ensure that payroll taxes are correctly and consistently calculated and remitted. Converting contractors to employees also affects unemployment insurance and workers' compensation obligations. Employers are required to pay state and federal unemployment taxes for their employees, which fund unemployment benefits. The rate of these taxes can vary based upon the employee's history, as well as the employer's history, and the state in which they operate. Additionally, employees are typically covered under the employer's workers' compensation insurance. This coverage provides benefits to employees who suffer work-related injuries or illnesses. Employers must ensure that their insurance policies are up to date to reflect the new employee and their status as an employee as contrasted with their former status of being a contractor. Failure to comply with these requirements can result in fines and increased insurance premiums. Another critical consideration is the impact on employee benefits and retirement plans. Employees may be eligible to participate in these plans, as well as other benefits such as health insurance, paid time off, and participation in, for example, a 401k plan. These benefits can represent a substantial cost to the employer. Of course, they also represent a significant benefit to the employee, and therefore require careful planning and administration. Employers must review their current benefit offerings and determine how they will extend these benefits to newly classified employees. This may involve amending plan documents and ensuring compliance with the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, also known as ERISA, and other regulations. Experienced professional guidance is essential to navigate the complexities and nuances of benefit plan administration and to avoid potential legal risks. In addition to federal tax obligations, employers must also consider state and local tax implications. Each state has its own set of rules regarding employee classification, payroll taxes, and unemployment insurance. Some localities impose additional taxes or requirements that must also be observed. Employers must stay informed about the specific tax obligations in each of the states and localities in which they operate to ensure consistent compliance. This may involve, among other things, registering with state tax agencies, filing additional tax forms, and remitting state-specific taxes. The intricacies of state and local tax compliance highlight the need for expert advice to avoid inadvertent errors and penalties. Misclassifying workers can result in significant penalties and liabilities for employers, as well as officers, and even in some cases, owners of the entity. The IRS and state tax agencies can impose fines for failure to withhold and remit payroll taxes. Additionally, employers may be liable for unpaid wages, which in some cases is classified as criminal wage theft, benefits, and other employee entitlements. In some cases, misclassification can lead to lawsuits from workers seeking compensation for unpaid benefits and overtime. The financial and reputational risks associated with misclassification further underscore the importance of accurate worker classification and compliance with all applicable laws and regulations. Engaging experienced counsel can help mitigate these risks and ensure that the conversion process is handled correctly. The decision to convert 1099 contractors to W-2 employees mid-year is a complex, multi-step process with far-reaching and sometimes, at least in certain cases, unpredictable tax implications, although they will be predictable when you work with a professional. Employers must navigate a labyrinth of federal, state, and local tax regulations to ensure compliance and avoid costly and time-consuming penalties. The intricacies of payroll taxes, benefits administration, and worker classification require a deep understanding of tax law and regulatory requirements. Given the complexities involved, it is especially advisable for employers and the principals of those employers to seek the assistance of an experienced attorney. These professionals can provide the necessary expertise to guide employers through the conversion process, ensuring compliance with all applicable laws and regulations, as I mentioned earlier. By engaging professional assistance, employers can make informed decisions that protect their interests as well as the interests of their employees and help to ensure a smooth transition for their workforce. Again, my name is Chad Cummings, and I hope you found this information enlightening. As always, the information in this video is general in nature and is not legal advice, because legal advice, by definition, must be specific to a particular set of facts and circumstances. Should you have any questions regarding this information or the content of any of my earlier videos, please visit my firm website at www.cummings.law to schedule time for a consultation. I look forward to the opportunity to speak with and perhaps even work with you very soon.